Good afternoon, YouTube, back again. Uh, Itching to do another album review. It is 4:22 in the PM. 4:22. Uh, I've actually shown this particular CD in one of my unpackaging reviews. I got this with the Van de Graaff Generator DVD, and I was really itching to do another Hawkwind review. I'm thinking, what album should I do? And I was thinking about an old one, Do Re Mi Fa Sol La Ti Do, which I might still do. But I decided to do this one because this one was already in my CD player and I wanted to take a nap and listen to some good music. So I just hit play and I said, okay, I'll lie in my bed and listen to this and try to give a thorough review. So I'm going to review this album, Hawkwind's 1999 album, In Your Area. This was their last album of the 90s. It closed out the decade. And yes, I know there's stickers on it. I got this on Amazon. Apparently it was sold from some library. I don't like the fact there's stickers on it, but whatever. But yeah, Hawkwind's In Your Area, 1999. This album is a half live, half studio album. Side 1 is live. We have the record to be side 1. Side 2 is studio. Get on with the review. First of all, I want to say this, the way they had made the CD, they've got the track listings wrong for a little bit. They're in order, but sometimes there's two songs on one track on some of this. Now I don't know if they were doing that to mess with people or if that was just a mistake. It was probably a mistake, but so when I first heard this, I got confused a couple of times. I realized, okay, they're in the right order, but the tracks aren't accurate. So the first part of the album, you're going by the tracks, the first 5 tracks are live. Starting with Brainstorm, you hear this full spacey sound, and then a trumpet goes off like a wake-up call, and then you hear the band chanting, and then it goes right into the Brainstorm. This is a modernized version of Brainstorm. It's different from the Nick Turner version of the Nick Turner years with Hawkwind on Do Re Mi Fa Sol La Ti Do, but still pretty good. They have a nice flavor on it, a pretty nice touch. I do actually like this version of Brainstorm. So I would check this one out on YouTube if you want to hear kind of a modernized version of it. I'm not going to say it's as good, but still, it's pretty cool. I do like this version. Then it segues into a reggae song, which, some of that might throw off some Hawkwind fans, but I actually like it. Which is has a singer guy named Captain Riz, who does some of the vocals on this album. He's a guest vocalist. I guess we'll go ahead and talk about the lineup. We've got Dave Brock, of course, who basically is Hawkwind. Guitar, vocals, keyboards and synths. Richard Chadwick on drums, percussion, and some computers. Ron Tree is the vocalist and bassist on this one. And Jerry Richards on guitar and vocals. And Crumb on keyboards, occasional vocals with Captain Riz. So after you get into the Hawkwind In Your Area reggae kind of hip-hop type jam, it goes back into Brainstorm. So that's like sandwiched in between. It's like the Brainstorm medley, then Hawkwind In Your Area, then Brainstorm again. And then going on to track 2, it's Alchemy, which is a pretty good rock song. It's a pretty good fire rocker. Starts off with this opening guitar riff, and it's very strong on the record. I do like it. This is another one I would recommend checking out. Alchemy is very, very good. And then we go into the beautiful Love in Space. This is definitely a shortened, watered down version of Love in Space, so it's not as good as the original, but you have Love in Space, and then that's sandwiched with a brand new song called Rat Race at the time. Rat Race is actually a very good one as well. I do think that this live portion of the album is very strong. So Rat Race goes off for a while, and then you get back into Love in Space, and then goes on to the classic Aerospace Age Inferno, which is a bit faster than the original. So is Brainstorm; it's faster as well. But also it's an updated version, but it's quite a nice take on it. I think it's a pretty good version. I like it. Going on to the studio song, that's the end of the live part. Going on to First Landing on Medusa, which atmospheric sounding, some keyboards and some dialogue. Um, it's not bad. It doesn't really stand out. It's pretty forgettable actually. And then you kind of go on with that with I Am the Reptoid. Starts off with this evil laughing alien laughing, and then there's some dialogue, and it kind of the album does kind of fall flat when you go down to the studio side. The same thing with the Nausicaa. It's kind of spacey noises with a female voice. Kind of sounds like the robot of Metropolis, I guess, just talking, and that goes on for about a minute. But it really doesn't kick in again. It really doesn't hit with Hippie. Now, Hippie is a song I really like. This is one I like quite a bit. This one I think you should check out on YouTube. Hippie is got some nice layering on it. The musicianship is good. I do like the song structure of Hippie. I think so. This is one that I say is actually a very good, a good standout song on the album, Hippie. And then Prairie comes in, which is beautiful. It's very laid back, very relaxing. It's got these great keyboard sounds. I love the keyboard sounds on this one. You should check out Prairie too once you check out Hippie. And they flow really well, Hippie to Prairie. I mean, the album doesn't completely flow as a whole, but these two songs together I think do flow very well. But Prairie is one, I just absolutely love the keyboards on this, and there's some bass, and the bass line is very good as well. Your Fantasy, it starts off with like this very atmospheric keyboard part, and then it goes into, I believe, dialogue, and it's also forgettable as well. Luxotica is more of the kind of noise kind of stuff, kind of like what you would hear. They would experiment with noise on Choose Your Masks, and it doesn't really take the album in a very good direction, but there's just like layerings of music, and Diana Park starts off very percussive with some electronic percussions, it sounds like, and it kind of builds, but it never really goes anywhere. So like I said, the live portion of the record is better than the studio portion, I think. But there are two really, really great songs on the studio side, Hippie and Prairie. I do love those a lot. Those are great, great Hawkwind songs. But yeah, so that's all 12 tracks, 14 songs, but 12 tracks of Hawkwind's In Your Area. Definitely, I'd say worth checking out. It's you're not going to want to start with this one. I mean, you really want to start with those early albums, 2 through 4 or 5 if you want to get Space Ritual. I'm not really sure Space Ritual is really where you want to start, but it's definitely essential. I would start with the studio album, but that's just me. Some people say, oh, just go ahead and get Space Ritual. Yeah, this is, like I said, this is half-live, but not quite the status of Space Ritual greatness. I'm going to give this a grade. It's one of these records where the band, when they're on, they're really on, and they sound great. There's some fiery, energetic stuff. There's some beautiful stuff, some relaxing stuff, and just some forgettable stuff. So it's a mixed bag, but it's definitely worth having. Wouldn't say it's completely essential unless you just want to have everything like me. I'll be pretty generous and give it a B+. I would give Hawkwind's In Your Area a B+. It's one I like to pull out. I mean, there's stuff I like. I mean, like I said, I can't recommend Hippie and Prairie enough. You really got to check those out. And then, but yeah, I've got this on Amazon. You might be able to find this used somewhere. But, not a bad buy. I was pretty happy with it. So that's my review for Hawkwind's half-live, half-studio album, 1999, In Your Area. It gets a B+. Gets a B+. And there you go. That's I just was really in the mood to do more Hawkwind reviews. I was, I've been really itching. There's just not enough Hawkwind reviews on YouTube, so therefore I'm doing some. And probably eventually I'll have to do a Hawkwind primer one of these days. I just did the King Crimson primer last night, so I'll probably have to go through their whole studio discography eventually. All right, so there you go. Thanks for watching the review. Have some love and space with In Your Area, and I'll see you next time on YouTube. I gotta figure out what I have in my collection that I really want to pull out and do a review on, and give my opinions of it, recommending them, Love it, hate it. If you like the review, you like what I do, rate, comment, subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down. Lots of great stuff like that. Alright, thanks for watching. I will see you later on YouTube with something that might surprise you, actually. Alright, rock on, have love in space, and prog on. Good night.